Hi, I'm Brendon Katz, Mettle sponsored athlete. Today we're going to look at the practical applications of footwork for defense. Ryan steps in. I step off to 5 o'clock on the clock, like we did in the previous video. We come back to neutral. I go forward. He steps off to 5 and we come back. I go to 7 o'clock and we come back. He goes to 7. I go to 5. Goes to 5. This is the in and out drill with angles for defense and a counter strike. This is how the drill works. Ryan steps in, step away, come back with my counter strike. Again, see I'm stepping off to 5 o'clock, getting my weight on it and bringing it back. Realistically, if he's a disciplined fighter, he'll bring his hand back to his head and he'll defend the strike, but that's fine because I'm just going to use it to set up other strikes. We'll get to that later. Carrying on with this drill, I can go to 5 o'clock and strike, or I can step off to 7 and come back with a jab, for instance. And that's the drill. The common mistakes a lot of people make, there's a couple. First one that applies to all your training, stand up, ground, everything. You want to stay away from dead drilling. Now what a dead drill looks like is this. So I jab, Ryan jabs, I jab, Ryan jabs. There's no competitiveness to it. We're not trying to hit each other, we're trying to help each other. All good and well up to a point, but the fact is when you're fighting, guys are trying to take your head off. You need to build that into your training. So you start making your drills more alive. So Ryan's just trying to hit me. Okay, that's an alive drill. You see the difference. Another common mistake that people tend to make is that after they step to 5 o'clock, they tend to rush the right hand. But during the step to 5, they tend to rush the right hand. So what happens is this. Ryan jabs at me, and instead of setting my weight and coming with the right hand, what happens is guys do this. It takes power away. You lose velocity in your strike, you lose impact, you lose your balance. Not a good way to strike. The right way to do it is as follows. You sink your weight onto your back leg at 5 o'clock. Once you're here, realistically Ryan's going to be pulling his hand back. So let's just do that again. Bang, bang. There's a lot of power on that shot. You're at a good angle. On top of that, from here, you have a lot of different options. You can send that strike to his face. You can send that strike to his body. You can hit with the other hand, and you can drop in for a takedown. You have a lot of options once you're down at that 5 o'clock position. It's a strong position to be in. Don't rush there. A common mistake a lot of people make is that when they step off to 7 o'clock, they leave their front leg behind. Excuse me, buddy. So as they step around, this foot stays where it is. Very dangerous. If I do that, and I step off to 7 and Ryan kicks me, as I'm making this motion, my knee's going to give way. If he kicks the other way, bang, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, especially if my foot's stuck in the ground here. So what I want to do is when I step to 7, sorry Ryan, so when I step to 7, what I do, first of all, I've got to make sure my heel's up. Okay, so now I step to 7, my knee turns first, and then my hips pivot. Okay? So if Ryan does kick at me as I'm pivoting here, at least my leg is in a strong position. Even if he kicks the other way, my leg is in a strong position. My knee's not going to buckle. I haven't created a bad angle for my knee. The techniques I've shown you guys here today, I've tried and tested in the cage and they work. Integrate them into your game and it'll help you break your limits. Visit wearmettle.com for the ultimate in MMA and extreme sports apparel.